Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is Style in V, and this is a tutorial on how to draft different types of basic necklines. So you'll be learning how to draft different types of basic necklines on this video. So the rule of neckline states that when the neckline is wide, it shouldn't be too deep. Okay, and also the same thing applies to the back. When you're having a deep neckline for the front, the back should not be deep. So it should be a high neck. So the first neckline I will be drafting here is the round neckline. At first, my patterns are on fold. That is my pattern paper already on fold. So the first neckline we will draft here is the round neckline, and I'll be taking a neck width of 3.5 inches and a neck depth of 4 inches right here. Now on this place where I have my 4 inches, I'll go ahead and mark 3.5 inches, and I'll connect all the lines together, giving it a square shape first, like this, as you all can see me doing. Now when I'm done, the next thing I will do is on this edge I will come up by 1 inch. This is to serve as a guide in order for us to get a round neckline, and I'll connect from the 3.5 inches to the 1 inch here, and from this 1 inch to meet the 4 inches depth, and this is what we have. So you can see how I connected all the 3 lines together, and when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and trim this off so that you guys can see what we have right here. And this is it right here, and I'll just go ahead and label it my round neckline. Yes, you can call this round or you neckline shape. So I'll just keep this aside. So the next neckline is the V neckline. So I'll go ahead and mark a neck width of 3.5 inches. Now in order for you to know what neck width to use, you divide your bust circumference by 12. So the next thing I will do, I will come down by 6 inches as my neck depth. So this depends on how deep you want your V neckline to be. So the next thing I will do is to connect from the 3.5 inches to meet the 6 inches depth, like this. You can decide to use the straight part of your ruler or use this curvy side that I am using, like this. And this is what we have. So when you're done, you just go ahead and cut this off like this, so you can see what we have right here. So I'll just go ahead and label it my V neckline. So this is it, and I'll keep this aside. So the next neckline for us to draft is the keyhole neckline. Now from this picture, you notice that this keyhole neckline have 2 different necklines. That's the basic neckline and the keyhole neckline itself. So I've gone ahead to draft the basic round neckline, and to get the keyhole neckline, I will come down by 7 inches. So this depends on how deep you want yours to be. So but for me, 7 inches is okay, and I'll just go ahead and connect it to meet the armhole area like this, and this is what we have. Now from this basic neckline, I will come down by 1.5 inches, as you can see me doing right here, and I'll still connect it to meet the armhole area like this. Now after doing this, the next thing you will do is to get the midpoint of these 2 lines, and whatever you have, you go ahead and mark it like this, as you can see me doing right here, and I will take it from the midpoint to meet the armhole area. Now we have 3 different lines. Now on the midpoint area, I will mark 4 inch as the width of this keyhole neckline. So after doing this, I will connect from the first line that we have to meet this 4 inch right here using the curvy side of my ruler. So when I'm done, I'll flip my curved ruler to the other side and connect on this 4 inch to meet the 3rd line. So this particular side depends on how you want it. You can decide to give it a sweetheart shape like this, as I am doing here, but this is what we have. So when you're done, the next thing for you to do is to trim off this neckline following the shape like this, as you can see me doing right here. So this opening that we have here is the keyhole itself. So I'll just go ahead and cut that one, and also the basic round neckline. So you can see what we have right here. So you can even decide to like split it up to open it up like this, and use a different color for your dress or anything that you want to do to the upper side. So this is what we have, and we'll go ahead and label it the keyhole neckline like this, as you all can see me doing right here. If you've watched to this point, don't forget to subscribe. So the next neckline is the Queen Anne neckline, and to make this neckline, you go ahead and mark a neck width of 2.5 inches and a neck depth of 7 inches right here. Now on this area where you have your neck depth, you also mark your neck width of 2.5 inches and you connect all the lines together, giving it a square shape. So this will serve as a guide for you to achieve your Queen Anne neckline. So the next thing I will do is from this 7 inches, I will come up by 3 inches right here and I will mark. Now I will connect this line to meet the armhole area like this. Now on this side, I will come in by 2 inches like this, and this is what we have. So when we are done, we'll connect from this 2.5 inches to meet this 2 inches and from this 2 inches to meet the 7 inches. Now watch what I want to do. I'll go ahead and connect it with a straight line, like with the straight part of my ruler like this, and I'll give it a sweetheart shape from this 2 inches to meet my 7 inches like this, and this is what we have. So the next thing I will do is to trim this off like this, following the shape like this. So Queen Anne neckline also requires tightening to avoid gaping. I'll do a separate video on how to tighten different types of neckline, and this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and label it my Queen Anne neckline right here. So let's keep this aside and cut the next neckline. So the next neckline we will draft is the square neckline, as you can see on this picture right here. Now for this square neckline, I'll be marking a neck width of 4 inches and a neck depth of 6 inches like this, as you can see me doing right here. Now on this place where I have my neck depth, I also go ahead and mark my 4 inches width right here, and I'll connect all these lines together, starting from the neck width to meet the neck depth area like this. I think this is one of the simplest necklines. So this neckline also requires tightening. Okay, so this also requires tightening so it won't gape. So I'll just go ahead and trim it off following the shape like this, and this is what we have right here. I'll just go ahead and label it the square neckline right here. So now let's keep this aside and cut the next one. Now the next neckline we will draft is the sweetheart neckline, as you can see on this picture. I'll go ahead and take my neck width of 4 inches. Again, yes, a neck width of 4 inches right here and a neck depth of 7 inches like this, as you can see me doing right here. Now on this 7 inches, I'll go ahead and mark the same 4 inches and I'll connect all the lines together like this, as you can see me doing right here. Now the next is to give it the sweetheart shape. So to do this, I will come up by 3 inches from the neck depth like this, and I will give it the sweetheart shape using the curvy side of my ruler from this 3 inches to meet the neck depth like this, and this is what we have. So when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and trim this off like this, as you can see me doing right here. So I'll just open it and you can see what we have right here, and I'll label it the sweetheart neckline like this, as you all can see me doing. So the next neckline we'll be drafting is the asymmetric neckline as seen on this picture. Now we will have to draft a basic round neckline in order for it to give us a guide to cut out the asymmetric neckline. So I'll just go ahead and take my neck width of 3 inches and my neck depth of 3 inches, and I'll connect it using the curvy side of my ruler, giving it a round shape like this. And when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and trim this off like this, and I'll open up my pattern. Now this neckline must be drafted on fold. So the next thing for you to do is to determine where you want your asymmetric to be. So for me, I want it to be at the right side. Now on this left side, I will go ahead and mark 0.5 inches from the neck width, and I'll come down by 1.5 inches, and from this neck width I'll go ahead and mark 1.5 inches again. Now for my neck depth, I will be marking 7 inches, and this is what we have. Now I'll give it a straight line from this 1.5 inches to meet the 7 inches, and from this 0.5 inches to meet this midpoint here, and from this midpoint I'll connect it to meet this 7 inches using the curvy side of my ruler, so you can see what we have. So I'll just go ahead and label it the asymmetric neckline. Now the next thing for us to do is to cut this out. Now look at how I am cutting it, following the shape of the neckline like this. There are other different ways of making an asymmetric, but this is actually the simplest form of it, so I will keep this aside. So the next neckline is the off shoulder as seen on this picture. So from the shoulder line, you come down by 4 inches or 4.5 inches depending on how deep you want it to be. So but for me, I normally use 4 inches, and I'll just go ahead and connect it straight to meet the armhole area like this. So the next thing I will do is to come in here by 1 inch or 1.5 inches right here. So I'll just go ahead and mark, and I'll reconnect it to meet the armhole area like this, as you all can see me doing right here. So I'll come down by 2 inches as my neck depth for the off shoulder neckline. So on this particular side, you can give it any neckline that you want. So I'll just go ahead and give it a sweetheart neckline right here, and I'll reconnect it to meet this armhole area. So this is what we have, and this is our off shoulder neckline right here. So this is what we have, and I'll just go ahead and open it up so you can see it here, and I'll label it the off shoulder neckline. And so the next neckline we'll be drafting is the wrap neckline. So as you can see on this picture, now the first thing for you to do is to draft your basic bodice, and you open up your pattern like this. Now ensure that you locate the midpoint. So from this midpoint, I will come in here by 4 inches, and for the depth I will be marking 7 inches, and on this waistline area I will come up here by 2 inches. Now remember what I did. I came in by 4 inches, came down by 7 inches, and on the waistline area I came up by 2 inches. The next thing for me to do is to connect all of them together. I will connect from this 4 inches right here to meet the 7 inches depth, as you can see right here, and from this 7 inches depth I will go ahead and connect it to meet this 2 inches. Now look at how I am placing my ruler. So this is what we have. Now this should be cut on fold, so you can have 2 pieces of this to give you the wrap effect. So this is what we have, the wrap multiplied by 2, and this our neckline. So I'll just go ahead and cut this off like this, as you all can see. So this is the wrap neckline here. So we will keep this aside and cut the next neckline. So the next neckline we'll be drafting is the halter neck as seen on this picture. So I'll go ahead and get a neck width of 3 inches right here, and I'll mark a neck depth of 3 inches. Then I will connect the 2 lines together, giving it a round shape using the curvy side of my ruler. And when we're done, this is what we have. So the next thing I would do is to come down by 1 inch like this, and I will connect it to meet the armhole area. Now my ruler was not able to give me like a straight armhole, so I'll be connecting it little by little. So this is what I would do. I'll connect from this 1 inch right here to meet the armhole area. So you just go ahead and be marking the lines until you get to your armhole, and this is what we have. So the next thing for me to do is to cut out this neckline. So watch how I will be cutting this off. So I'll cut to meet this 1 inch, and from this 1 inch I'll go ahead and connect it and cut to meet the armhole area. So this is what we have right here. So I'll just go ahead and label it our halter neck like this. So this is what we have, and we will go ahead and cut the next neckline. So the next neckline we will be drafting is the mono strap. Now remember to fold your pattern paper into 2 like this. So the next thing we will do is to get a neck width of 3 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark a neck width of 3 inches right here, and also a neck depth of 3 inches. Now this will serve as a guide for us to cut out the mono strap, and I'll just go ahead and connect all the lines together like this, and I will trim this off right here. So just watch what I am doing. I'll just go ahead and cut this off, and I will open up this pattern like this. Now on this left side of my pattern, I will come in here by 1 inch. I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch, and from this depth I will come down by 2 inches, and I'll connect it to meet the armhole area like this. So watch how I will connect them, starting from this 1 inch to meet this 2 inches here, and from this 2 inch here to meet the armhole area like this. So you'll be doing it gradually until you reach your armhole area like this, and this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and trim this off so you can see the neckline very well. So this neckline can be very confusing, especially when you want to turn it with a lining, so you just have to cut it very well. So I'll label it my monostrap neckline like this, and this is what we have. So let's draft the next neckline. The next neckline I'll be drafting here is the scallop neckline as seen on this picture. So the first thing I did was to fold my pattern paper into 2 equal halves like so, and I'll be taking a neck width of 4 inches like this, as you can see me doing right here, and I will come down by 8 inches as the neck depth. So this depends on you. So the next thing I would do is to give it a V shape, connecting from the 4 inches width to the 8 inches depth like this. So from this part I will divide these 8 inches into 1 inch each like this. So I'll just go ahead and mark 1 inch interval till I get to the 8 inches, and this is what we have. So when you're done, you connect from the 1st inch to meet the 3rd inch, and from the 3rd inch to meet the 5th inch like this, keeping the middle inch like this. So look at what I am doing. So by doing this, you'll be giving it the scallop shape. So I forgot something. Before doing this, on the start line you come down by 1/2 inch before taking your scallop. So this is for the joining allowance from your shoulder ends. So I'll just go ahead and connect it like this, keeping the middle inches like this. So this is what you will do until you get to the depth of the neckline like this. So this is what we have. So you can decide to make it deeper like this, as you can see me showing you guys right here. So when I'm done, the next thing for me to do is to trim this off. So I'll just go ahead and cut this off, following the shape of the neckline like this, and this is what we have. So when cutting this, you don't have to be in a rush, so you can be able to follow the scallop shape carefully. So this is what we have. So let me open it up for you guys to see what we have right here. So this is what we have, and this is our scallop neckline. So if you've watched to this point, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye.